M6 GT3 Championship Round 8 from the Slovakiaring. Let's get straight into the action today. Here we are at the Slovakiaring. As per usual, I am Ben Leach and I'm here with my co-commentator Doug Pennant. Say hello, Doug.
Hello, good to be here in Slovakia.
I haven't actually had a look at this track, Doug. So it'd be interesting to see what it's like. But I see we've entered this a bit late. We've got about 3 minutes of the warm-up just to go over the the usual formalities. So I'm going to absolutely speed through this if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Right. First off, so it's looking pretty good. 21 degrees in the air, 29 on the track, 4 kilometers per hour wind, sunny and dry as we like it. Let's take a look at the standings in the championship currently. So we've got Baleski leading the pack in first on 131 points. It's Muna Yilmaz after an absolutely storming performance last time round with 117 points. Pete Brophy after a good time last round as well. That's up to 105 points, rounding out the top 3. Next we've got a tied battle for 4th. Ollie Salt and Tom Constable both on 78 points. It's going to be tight there. Matt Perkins is not far behind though on 75 points. Bad time last week for Matt, but hopefully he can redeem himself this week. Ian Towers didn't race but last week, but that doesn't change anything. He's still on 62 points. Tim Heaton though has caught up right up to the back of him in 8th place on 60 points. Pete Vernon also within striking distance on 58 points. Georgi Balamanov then down the line in 10th with 29 points. Alan Paget on 25, and Sam Prescott didn't race last week, so 17 points for him in 12th. Further down we've got Tim Riegel on 16, Stefan Koyotov on 15, Damien Marek on 10, Kevin Costa on 8, and James Woolridge on 1, with the rest non-scorers. Now going over to the teams, OAP Racing leading the pack with 208 points, but we've got a really interesting battle here for second place in the Constructors, or the Teams Championship, sorry, I should say. Both Project ESG and Team Heaton on 177 points apiece, so absolutely they're going to be clawing for it tooth and nail there, Doug.
Yeah, it's getting exciting now because there's only this week and next week, and to finish out this season.
Yes, yeah. Two races today, and then a final one big long race at Brands Hatch next week. So yeah, as we go down, Halls of Steel doing well, 133 points in 4th. Coco Pops Racing in 5th on 101. HB Desjex 2630 all-in-one printer Interlink with 2 months trial. They are in 6th on 73 points, and the Invisibles. Where are you? Where are they?
No, like
we say this every week.
I'm not even sure if they've been here in the first place. Like it's, we might not ever get to find out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, let's take a
why have they done this to us?
I know, right? It's goes without saying. Anyway, let's take a look at the quality results quickly. So Pete Brophy will be a pole position man. Muna Yilmaz on starting from second. That's the front row of the grid. Second row of the grid, you got Matt Perkins and Tim Heaton. Third row of the grid is Ian Towers and Kevin Costa. Good result there for Kevin, coming up in 6th after just a absolutely unlucky performance last time. So hopefully he can score some points today. Georgi Blamanov in 7th, Tom Constable in 8th, and Peter Vernon in 9th. No qualification for our championship leader currently though, Denislav Baleski. Doug, what do you reckon this means?
I mean, I guess he's away for this week, but that's quite a thrill ride for the perhaps Muna Yilmaz and Peter Brophy to close in, like, because I'm assuming he'll probably be back for Brands Hatch next weekend, but that's a bit of a gamble if so, because that's a one race thing. Like there is only one chance to score points.
Most definitely. We've only got 9 cars here today. I'm going to put my camera on Matt Perkins, number 3rd place man. This will be quite interesting. Let's see what goes on.
It's a real opportunity to score points for these guys at the back now.
You can see the backfire coming out. And it's go, go, go here at the Slovakiaring. Muna tucks in behind Brophy. It looks like Tim Heaton there in the middle of the road. That's Vernon pulling out on the outside. We'll get a better view of that. Yeah, it looks like Kevin Costa going through on Heaton. Towers tucked up behind. The Constable had a good start. Balabanov actually got... yeah, he's been thrown back into last.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, Kevin Costa up into 4th, though.
That's a fantastic dive.
Absolutely fantastic dive.
I could have sworn he was going to take someone out there, but he pulled it off.
I'm not sure Tim Heaton would be too happy with that, though. He's coming back on the attack. Although he's got Towers and Constable stacked up behind him to contend with, and Vernon as well. Vernon's not really used to being this far down the line after last week's performance, Doug, right?
No, he isn't. Like, I wonder if this is a track that is maybe a bit more challenging for him, or some of the others just really hook up.
We haven't actually had a look at the track map, but once the race settles in, we will take a look.
What you can see from this angle, shown very nicely, is there is no elevation at all. This is a pancake.
Yeah.
So no beached corners for you to lose one of the ends on.
Is that Kevin Costa having a go at Matt Perkins there? Let's move up a look. Oh, no, that's Tim Heaton coming through on the inside of Kevin Costa to retake 4th. Oh, and is off! And Matt Perkins is off! The camera's terrible. We can't see what happened.
I think Heaton must have gone into the back of Perkins there.
Yeah, Heaton and Perkins both off. But, yeah, Costa through up into 3rd now. This is absolutely brilliant from Kevin.
Right, he's had a lot of bad luck when in good positions, trying to hold it till the end of the race.
Let's get our camera off this man.
I'm rather hoping he plays safe, but it's on him to do so.
Yeah, meanwhile, we've got Yilmaz attacking the back of Brophy. Brophy with the lead at the moment, but yeah, he's very close, only within 0.3 of a second off the back of Brophy.
How many times have we seen this Yilmaz chasing down Brophy at the front? Like, this is going to be another sweaty Tuesday for Peter Brophy, I think.
Absolutely. Let's look further back. It looks like Ian Towers might have the run on Costa. There's a bit of elevation for you, Doug. Oh, does Costa just... Oh, no, hang on. No, it's the demons in the machine again.
I thought there was some black coming through.
Yes, we have to make sure that when things go off the track that we're not tripping. Oh, that's Vernon going wide there. Vernon's cut his way on through. He's up to 5th now.
That's mostly because of Perkins and Heaton falling off.
Yeah, it looks like Vernon's
kicked
got the
everyone
best.
off 2 spaces.
Yeah, Vernon's got the best of Constable though.
That's true. Guess what? See, that was interesting watching Towers on Costa earlier, because he was right up behind him and side by side.
Oh, then slide there from Costa!
Oh, he's lost the back end on the corner. That's unusual. Maybe
lost the back end there. He's going to rejoin in 6th. Still pretty good place. But no, that must be absolutely devastating for Costa.
Well, it's still early on in the race. Hopefully he can get the measure of the track. Tim Heaton's just got past Balabanov as well, and is going to be right on the back of Costa to keep pushing his way up.
Yep, that pushes Towers up to 3rd place now, because as you can see off the back, there we go. There's Pete Vernon off the back of Towers' car. Constable's on behind him. Got a train of 3 cars here coming around this right-hander.
Now let's see if Towers can escape. If not, he's going to have Peter Vernon, a notoriously elbow-rich overtaker, fighting, and Constable, a more cautious overtaker, looking to pick up the scraps of any fights that come from it.
That was a late break there from Vernon, gaining a bit.
One thing that does make Vernon a lot of fun to watch on is that he does take risks. He takes very dramatic risks. And we've seen them pay off, and we've seen them not.
He's what you call a loose cannon, Doug.
Makes his own rules.
Doesn't believe in the morals of the Force. Right.
What do you do as a man?
Alright, I'm done doing this bit. Let's go down and take a look at Constable.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty well for himself. Up into 5th place now.
Yeah, he was passed by Vernon, but I think he's it's a long race. He knows it. And he'll be thinking, right, let's keep these tires till the end, till the shenanigans usually happen, and try and be stable at the end of this.
Yeah, you can see Constable very smooth drive around there.
They aren't. Yeah, Towers isn't dropping them though, so the onus is on him to protect that place. No one is going to gift him a podium slot. Yeah, who are you rooting for today? It's quite on track and off.
Well, I mean, it would be hard of me not to root for Towers at the moment, having missed a race last week and him being my mate and what. But you know, I'm rooting for Towers. He deserves some points because he hasn't scored last week. So.
Yeah, this right now in the points, the lack of Ollie Salt in this race means that someone almost certainly is going to be grabbing P4 from him.
Exactly, yeah, definitely.
Constable is even with Mr. Salt. Perkins is only 3 points behind. Towers is within reach, given that there are 2 point scoring opportunities today.
This could be a bit of a redemption drive for Towers, who's lost a few points out to Salt in their famously memey battle throughout the season.
It could. If he can score, if he catches him, if he gets 16 points today, he will catch Salt. And all that would take would be 2 5th-place finishes, which is doable.
It's very doable.
But it is also binnable. So it's not gifted. You got to make it happen.
That's binnable.
I think Perkins has just come past Balabanov.
Yeah, he is still thereabouts. Tim Heaton is 7 seconds off the back of Constable, so I'd say Matt Perkins is probably about 10 seconds off of the pace.
Yeah, he's lost out horribly compared to because both him and Heaton fell back there, but Heaton seemed to have torn his way up past the other back markers.
Let's take a look at this. Yeah, no, it's gone from bad to worse really for Perkins. He's had a really strong start to the season, but last round he didn't do so well either. So hopefully.
Perkins is a decent overtaker, but Balabanov is holding a good line to make him work for it here.
Balabanov
is this moment
gotten really good though, as we've seen. In previous races, we have seen a consistent improvement from Balabanov. He's been doing really well. But Perkins up to 8th now.
Yeah, I think didn't fight that one too hard coming on the straight. I think he knew Perkins had the position. Perkins was weaving around a bit there. I don't know if he was just psyching Balabanov out. It's like, oh, you don't know where I'm going. Don't try anything.
Now this is going to be a bit of a conscious choice for Perkins now, because if he can manage to stay in front of Balabanov and doesn't go for Costa, or maybe he will go for Costa as well, depending on how quickly he catches up to Costa, and if he does. If Perkins stays where he is right now, he starts on the front row of the grid for race 2, so this is not a bad position to be for Perkins.
It's not the worst, but then again, points are points.
Points are points, Doug. You're very right, but yeah, if he stays here, it's not a bad shout.
It's not too bad. It is a redemptive factor, but the fact is he's already on Costa's bumper, and I don't think he's going to waste the opportunity.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, catching Heaton will take much more work, and Costa, and if he doesn't, he would still be on the front row in the reverse grid. Oh, hello.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you there, Doug. That's Muna having a go at Brophy and running into the back of him. Couldn't quite find a way through there, so he gave a bumper a little kiss. But now has dropped back a little bit.
Let's have a look at this track map briefly.
Oh yeah, no, we're in a bit of a quieter situation. So here we go. Wow, this is.
Wow, it is the crazy version.
It's the crazy long version. So yeah, we've got some pretty spicy bends in this here race.
Yeah. So these overtakes now. So after you see in the bottom right corner, Brophy and Yilmaz coming down here. Now that is we see them on screen too as well. So coming out of this into this chicane is where if you've got a really good exit off that long turn, you could go for a dive on that chicane, and then like try and carry a better pace across this start-finish line. But then it's I think quite a cautious. That's going to be a corner you're going to have to be cautious on. If people forget their braking zones fighting there, they're off. So then we come up. So that's the minor elevation. Coming into another, it's a fairly casual turn, although Muna flies off the edge of it.
Using every inch of the track to try and get an advantage.
Now, we tend to see a lot of fights going into hairpins as sharp as this one, before we then come into these chicanes. Now, this is where if someone catches someone on that hairpin, I reckon they will try, they might try some on these fast turns.
Yeah, sorry.
A better executed drive that gets you past.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Doug, but it looks like Towers has had a bit of a moment because he's been pushed down to 5th.
Oh, when did that happen?
Yeah, we didn't see it, but it looks like Towers has been pushed down to 5th. Pete Vernon is now up into 3rd place with Constable behind him. Tim Heaton is now stacked up behind Towers. So let's take a quick look at that.
Indeed.
So yeah, there's Towers and there's Heaton stacked up behind him. So it must have been a spin or something we didn't quite see. But
he might even have just had a long wide.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's nursing tyres because he didn't look too stable coming out of that one.
No, he didn't look too confident there. So we'll see. We'll keep monitoring this situation and see what happens.
Now, how bullish is Tim Heaton going to be?
See Muna right up behind Brophy again now, but Brophy is the kind of driver who just won't give up the space and will defend his line very smoothly. So
see, that's
trying to get
Muna is really committing to that toe.
Trying to get that slipstream. Oh wow! Trying to outbrake around the outside, but doesn't quite work. Inventive, but not the one.
Yeah, it had the pace to keep up, but I think you need the inside line on that one, unless you've got absolute confidence on your braking control to go round the outside. Outside is harder on every turn, as we saw quite a lot in the Styrian GP, or the Austrian GP this weekend. The outside is the risky zone.
It looks like Heaton has got the better of Towers. Towers now dropping back into 6th place. Maybe he's got a problem. Maybe there's something we have foreseen. You see Towers going very wide again there. Like maybe his tyres are absolutely shot.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gummied one of them on the gravel or something like that.
Yeah. Well, he's got 11.5 minutes of this race left to get her home. So
oof, that might hurt.
Yes.
Oh, is this going to be another thing where just 20 solid minutes of Muna Yilmaz and Yamiras as Pete Brophy's Tuesday evening? They'll probably just do it again in the second race. It keeps happening.
Exactly, yeah. History is bound to repeat itself. But these two guys do provide a lot of good action. Oh, Brophy going a little bit wide there. Muna having to brake not to run to the back of him. Has to correct.
Had to catch it. Now see, I'm not sure that was Brophy running wide. I think that might just be his best interpretation of the corner, because it's a long, broad hairpin technically, and so him taking that deeper turn, but then only being off the power for less of it, might mean he gets a better drive into that chicane coming onto the start-finish straight. So that might look like an error, but I think it might actually just be his line.
Got a bit of an update for you, Doug. Looks like Towers has got the better of Heaton again. So this is all going on very quickly.
Yeah, we keep missing it.
So Towers has obviously found his mojo again.
Yeah, he's put his car back together. unless Heaton had the slow. I mean, look who else is in the picture now. Perkins is getting closer and closer.
No, that's oh, it is Perkins. It is Perkins. He's catching up. Perkins is on an absolute blinder.
He's not out of this race.
It's been a real redemption drive for Perkins.
Constable and Vernon, like there's a second and a bit in it, so I don't expect too much. I don't expect too much combat. At least not.
There's Constable there.
Yeah. So yeah, I wonder if these two are playing safe or if they're absolutely gunning it. I mean, I wonder if, like, thinking up the road, like, Yilmaz and Brophy are so far ahead, and they are hard to catch. Like, it'd be quite a lot to tell yourself in P3 or 4 right now that you're racing for P1 and 2.
Yeah, these guys have just got to bring it home, really.
Yeah, this is about for P3.
They got 9 minutes of consistent driving out there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just want to mention our sponsor for this week is Meat. Meat is the tasty treat that for people to eat, and it comes in all colours, shapes, and sizes. It's good on a barbecue. Anything to say, Doug?
Can't think of anything. I can't.
Do you just?
I was gonna say. Oh, it can't be beat, but then I thought twice and thought. I'm not sure I want to back that up. Actually,
do you make these sponsors just for me to ad lib?
They reach out to me, mate. Naturally, that's exactly what happens.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah, like from the. I mean, in the very first season, I reached out to Eggs, hoping for a good gesture. But ever since then, they've all come to us, like wanting to get in on the. To get in on the good things. So that's why we've had such amazing sponsors as Leaves, Cheese, Ducks, Haggis, the EU, Beer, and the Kuiper Belt.
Yeah, it does really show the prestige. Talk up to the prestige of this championship, and which is that's good. It's good to see. Even though I still haven't exported most of it to YouTube yet, which I will get around to doing at some point.
Yeah, no problem. I'm kind of hoping that Pete does a highlight reel like he did the last season. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
That was so good.
The highlight reel was very good.
Well, it must have been a lot of work. That's so much footage.
Yes, yeah. So much footage to scroll through. But yes, let's see who is the going back to the racing, Doug. Let's see. I think the closest battle on the track is this one.
Still P1.
Still this one. What were you going to say before I cut you off?
I was going to say, like, I feel like there's been less, bonkers drama this season than the previous one. Like last season, we had some absolutely belters of pile-ups and people being shoved off the track.
I think we had some. I think we had. Yeah, that was. I think when we did the DTM 1992 as well, that was just absolute carnage most of the time.
Yeah, these cars seem actually quite stable. Like people have some offs and some shoves, but we haven't seen anyone roll their car yet. We haven't seen quite as many people binning it, but there's also been, I think, less of a crowded field, which gives people a bit more room.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, you can't ignore the fact that actually, in general, driving quality is improving. Right.
Just a note. Towers is now down in 7th. I don't know how that happened, but there he is. He's lost.
And Perkins is in front of Heaton.
And Perkins is in front of Heaton. So yeah, we've obviously missed a lot while we were just nattering on about random stuff. So
that just keep happening. My bit rate is terrible on the times, so it's harder for me to see that people are close.
Yeah, according to my my thing, Towers lost control a little while ago, so we only just missed it. But yeah, that pushes Perkins up into 5th place. Absolutely great redemption drive from Perkins so far. He's 7 seconds off the back of Constable, though. I don't think he's going to make that up. Yeah, it looks like if he can hold it a comfortable 5th for Perkins, that's real good. Towers, though, absolutely gutting. He's now 10 seconds off the back of Heaton. It looks like a classic Towers in 7th place. Absolutely gutting, though, because he was doing so well.
He was in 3rd, yeah. Podium chance.
It's obviously gotten a bit rusty.
Mm-hmm.
But starting in 7th means that Towers will be on the front row of the grid next race.
He would, yeah. Then it'd be up to him to get through the rest of the race and consistently keep it on track. But
this is very true.
He'll be being a little bit patient with himself.
In the chat, we've got GMC Flea who goes, "Woo, Perkins!" with several lightning emojis. Yeah, he's absolutely lightning right now. After that spin early on, he is doing the business, getting back up to 5th.
Yeah. I think he just drive a consistent drive. He's got no need to get any more dirt on his elbows from the rest of this race. Just 4 minutes of clear air. He should be good.
Yep.
Now Vernon's pulled out a bit of time on Constable.
Yeah, 3 seconds it looks like. This is the battle for 8th place between Costa and Blabanov. This is actually quite an important one because it's going to decide who starts in pole next race. The front row.
Yeah, it's
it's actually a very, very important battle.
It's the difference between starting at the front and the back. That's bonkers. So.
Yeah, Blabanov sends it hard into that corner. He wants it.
He's been looking for the good advice, and a lot of the top racers they use the whole track. So, because we saw Mooney doing the same.
Yeah.
And he's closing on Costa.
He is absolutely closing. He's within 0.4 of a second now of Costa.
Yeah, Costa's had some good races and some good times.
Although
no! That's not it.
It's not rallying, Blabanov.
Oh, Georgie. That may have been something of an experiment, I wonder. Or was it a mistake? Oh, dude. That's yeah, I'm not quite sure you're going to make up like a second of that to catch Costa now. I think Balabanov's going to have the whole field to deal with if he wants anything like in this next race. And looking up, there's not many close positions now. Like Brophy looks like he's been able to secured that place a bit now. I think Yilmaz may have used all the fight in his tires now.
Yeah, you can't even see Constable on the back of Vernon anymore. There's Brophy and Yilmaz. Not really any close racing around at the moment. I think we're just going to cruise to this finish. Not as drama-filled as last time. No.
I mean, the main drama of this really is that without Belevsky here for 2 races, and he also had that and a DNF, I think last week, or was it a DNS? I think it might have been a DNS. Brophy and Yilmaz are genuinely going to be in contention for leading the championship.
Wow, maybe this is what he wants though. An exciting end to the championship.
I think he likes a race as good as anyone else.
Exactly.
You know, he I think allowed just a little bit of space for Ollie Salt to get that race win a few weeks back.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting next week. I think a nice conclusion to the championship on the track that everyone loves. It's Brands.
Brands Hatch.
But it's going to be it's going to be bigger brands. I think bigger brands to what we're used to. So it's going to be.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think they might be using more of the circuit than usual.
Oh, that'll be good.
But we'll be able to see some lovely action around Paddock Hill Bend, up into Druids. Everyone just sliding off into that awful gravel trap.
Classic corners. Yay.
Yep.
Well, Brophy's commanded this one. He's quite comfortably taken up that mantle of leading. Like, haven't seen a foot wrong so far, and hope he doesn't bin it in these last things. In fact, if he carefully manages this, like, how close are we to the checkered flag? The numbers are pixeling out for me.
This is the checkered flag. It's 8 seconds now. This is the last
Oh.
lap of the race. Yeah, definitely the last lap of the race. Right, we are at race distance now. This is the final lap.
It's got that silly bendy section to come round.
Yes.
Right, this track layout is absolute shenanigans. It's quite fun though. So I assumed we were doing the the slightly more sensible looking track, but no, they went for the full 3.8 miles.
Yeah, the worm.
Monster. Yeah, the worm.
Looks like a shoehorn.
Yeah. We'll update our little graphic that we've got back in the box.
All right. Brophy comes round this long right-hander for the final time this race. Round the chicane. And yes, Pete Brophy is your winner for race 1 here at Slovakiaring, closely followed by Muna Yilmaz. Good racing.
Very well held.
Very well held all the way through. Nerves of steel. And here's Pete Vernon completing his race. Flash of the light. Say, Pete, how you doing, mate? Hey, tidy. And then in the back of the screen, you can see Constable bringing it home in 4th. Well-earned 4th place. Good consistent drive from Constable. Perkins, hell of a redemption drive. Look at this man. There he is in 5th. Tim Heaton bringing it across the line in 6th. Spinny Towers. Here he is.
Classic sevens.
Bringing it home in lucky 7. And yeah, further down the road, looks like Kevin Costa will be starting front row of the grid. No pressure, Kevin, as he's just bringing it home in 8th.
Now that 8th place finish on its own puts him ahead of Damian Maurick in the points, so that brings him up into 15th place in the championship. Brilliant. So no bad thing.
And here we are, Blabanov, our very own Bulgarian rally driver, bringing it home in 9th. So yeah, race winner Pete Brophy, fastest lap Pete Brophy, absolutely great racing.
We've got some chatter in the on the pit wall between Tim Heaton, Matt, and Towers. I think Tim Heaton might have knocked both those boys off the track at one point. These scraps that we missed. That's where all the action was. All the heat.
Oh, looks like we are being kicked out of the server. So we're going to have to wait and rejoin. Always seems to happen. So yeah, I'll be back with you in a minute with the rest of the action. The drivers will now go through they'll now go through another warm-up, and then we will have race 2.
So do we just have to rejoin the server?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'll leave this in your capable hands.
Basically we have to wait just over a minute for the server to get out of race 1 and go across to warm-up 2. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
And then we go into race 2. So.
Yeah. So I did notice that Ike has joined us in the commentary box.
Ah, has he?
He has at that.
Ike, do you want to commentate with us?
I think you'd have to unmute him.
Oh yeah, I do have to unmute him because this is a protected channel. If I give him the racing, let's see, racing championship.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
There you go. You should be able to unmute yourself now, Ike.
or not, you know.
Well, the option's there.
Yeah. Maybe just wants a better view. Right now, there's nothing to see, but you know.
Yep, well, we've got 8 seconds left before we get back into it. And we should be rejoining the server shortly for warm-up 2.
Now I can speak.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I would just say like I can't unmute, but yeah.
Alright.
I mean like I yeah, I come with it, but yeah, this look cool. So what we have now?
Yeah, so you can tune into my stream on Discord, and you'll be able to see.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm watching it. Yeah.
Nice one. So we're basically just commentating on this as if we're the commentators. Well, we are the commentators. What are we talking about?
We
are commentator. Yeah.
And it's all been streamed as well onto Twitch, so it's all good.
No.
All right. So who's out on track at the moment? We've got Towers out on track. Tim Heaton's out on track. Pete Vernon is out on track. And also Brophy's out on track as well. So we've got 4 people out on track at the moment. Oh, looks like Muna's also coming out onto the track just for this little warm-up. What is your prediction for race 2 then, Doug?
Well, so I guess starting at the front will be Costa, and then Towers, I guess, starts on the front row. So it's his position to lose if he can peg it ahead and escape into turn 1 while the others fight it out behind him. He can give himself some room, and then it's just holding his nerve for the rest of it. That's going to be good. But of course, what that does mean with I guess Heaton will be in P3. And we've all seen how good Heaton is at holding cars behind him.
Yeah, he's
a
very good defensive driver, is Tim Heaton.
That should make for a really good fight for the first several laps, I'm hoping.
I'm gonna ask a new question here for someone who might be like new to this channel. Was like so is it all the cars same spec?
All of the cars are the same spec. Yeah, we're using BMW M6 GT3s, so everyone is using the same car. So yeah, we did have a round. We did have a championship a few. Well, it was championship 2 that we did. We're on championship 4 now, but championship 2 we did with DTM 1992 cars, which was all different cars. But that ended up people liked it, but at the end of the day, I think it was better racing if everyone used the same car.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Good. Let's take a look. So
Constable. no one could catch Bolevsky in that Mustang.
Yeah. So Constable is in the pits. Perkins is in the pits. Do we have any updates from them? It looks like Matt Perkins might have been dropped. We don't. He's saying that he's not sure if he can rejoin. That would be absolutely devastating if we can't get him back.
That would be tragic for his for the opportunity today.
Yeah. But he did score some points today for race 1, so that he can even if he can't join today, he can go home with his head held high.
Yeah, we've got to see some good action. So, well, hopefully he can pull it back in. Like sometimes people have managed it.
Yeah. It looks like we've also dropped Balabanov. I know Balabanov's still here. We've dropped Costa.
Huh.
Yeah, we've dropped Costa, so it looks like we'll be starting with Balabanov on the front row of the grid.
We've got to see what if there are any other options for more stable platforms.
Yeah, yeah. So not been the first time this has happened, that's for sure.
No, in fact, it's been the several, or whatever that, if that's a word. Several.
Get out.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Several.
So I like that.
Oh dear. That's
All
that feels like
the Final Fantasy fans.
that feels like a concept album when it happened.
Yeah, definitely. All right, looks like warm up 2 has been just finishing up, and we are going to get into race 2 very shortly. Looks like we are going to be Sans Perkins and maybe Sans Constable as well, because we didn't see him out on the track during the warm up. So hopefully he can make it out.
Okay, let's see what the deal is. Yeah. Oh, it's the worst way to lose races. It just dropped like
Bugs.
Yeah, we need something better than this.
All right. When's
Let's check a flag for a while. When's that?
Yeah,
there's Towers out on the gravel. Is that it?
Towers doing some rally driving there.
Mm-hmm.
Towers looking for his pit box.
Mm-hmm. Where is it?
On a bit of a weave.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to rally around here. Maybe not.
The long bend, I know, to come back in to that chicane. It's more than 180 degrees, really. For that start finish.
I wonder when we're going to actually get to race 2. Like, this seems to have... This session seems to not be ending.
Yeah, something seems wrong.
It's quite a long warm-up, isn't it?
Yeah. Usually...
It's supposed to be over now.
Usually everyone should be over and done with by now. You see Pete Brophy's in the pits, Tim Heaton's in the pits. Mooner's out on track. Constable's out on track. It's Towers.
I like
big slide there from Towers.
I like all the really excited cardboard fans, which is great.
Oh, they're super excited. Yeah, we're in. Every time we do a race here, we go to the 2D dimension, where everyone is just paper thin. Oh, here we go. We are in the garage now, queuing up for race 2. Let's see who we've got.
And it looked like Constable was just out on track there at the end, so hopefully he's been able to rejoin too.
Yes,
so
that's good. Good times.
But still don't know about Perkins. Oh no, it's just Constable. Oh well. Take what you get, mate.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Always looks a bit weird before these rolling starts.
Well, we've been kicked out of the server again.
No.
Oh no. That's not good. Right, let's see if we can get back in this as quickly as possible.
It looks like we might have some other... It looks like the drivers are all having similar problems. We might have an aborted session here.
Yeah, it looks like race 2 might be a DNF for everyone. Yeah, looks like it. We've got an hour of practice now. Oh no.
Oh no.
Let's just keep an eye on the channel, see if there are any other options that come up.
Yeah, well, for now we're just taking a lovely look around this track that we've just raced on.
Okay, so Peter Brophy has said he's going to try and set up another event nice and quick, so we may still have a race.
Look at the sand pit.
Although people might be ditching for football. I keep forgetting about the football.
Yeah, it looks like we'll just hang on and see, but we'll let you know what's happening. Right. Doesn't seem to be much going on in the channel.
Just confirming.
Yeah.
Hello. Matt Perkins has stumbled into the commentary box. Maybe he's wondering if we know what's going on. We don't.
See, Matt should have the... Oh, Matt, you've not got the racing championship role. Now you have. I've just given it to you. So now you should be able to unmute yourself.
I can tell you, Matt, you need to go out of this room and come back.
Hey, there we go.
And now we know how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like another one that hasn't gone that far. But how was that one for you, Matt? Like, that
was rough.
Yeah, a bit blunt at the beginning.
Yeah, we were just remarking on your...
just a tad.
We were just remarking on your redemption drive through the field back up to 5th. It was really good.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sweating.
Yeah, like the camera was watching through someone, and then suddenly, the camera just shot past you and Heaton both backwards. And just
Yep. Yep.
Bad luck, man.
The thing is, I specifically trained because I was training with Vernon in the practice before, and he did exactly the same thing to me. And then the next time he went around that same corner, I kind of gave him a bit of extra space, and he overshot, and I managed to cut back. And I tried to do the same thing with Vernon, but instead of going past me, he just ploughed into me instead. Not Vernon, sorry, Heaton. So yeah.
Right, I think we'll call it there then for the stream. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to get a race 2, so we'll catch you next week at Brands Hatch, where we'll be racing the final race of the championship. So yes, it's goodbye from all of us here at Race HQ, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
See you at Brands.
Bye.